Hi guys. Hi everyone who's here. I asked a question in the chat. Nobody responded yet. I'm not offended, it's fine. But let me know what you're working on today, how you've been doing with this challenge so far, how many words have you written last week, and how many are you hoping to do this week. Today we're going to take things a little bit easier in terms of, let's see, I don't know if I got cut off there, if you guys actually heard everything that I said. But in any case, I will repeat that. Tell me what you're working on. How many words have you got so far? How many did you get last week? How many are you hoping to achieve this week? And let me know that you can hear me and see me and that everything's all working well. And I'll be awaiting your comments for a bit. We're gonna take it just a little bit easier today. So today's just a write-in, so you can get settled in and get comfortable. We're not gonna be doing any timed sprints or anything like that. It's gonna be kind of a similar principle though, like I'll break away and write for bits and pieces at a time. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by my bangs here. That's what happens when I can actually see myself. But yeah, hi everyone. I'm not getting comments. I don't know if this is working or not, but if you hear, send a comment please, just so that I know that we are okay. Here we go. Now they're in. All right, now I'm getting them. Hi guys. Yeah, I never know with the delay how much you guys are actually hearing or how much is streaming. Yeah, okay, I see a few people now. Hi everyone. Okay, I don't know if, yeah, let me know what you're working on and what your goals are for this week. I'm just about under 5,000 words today. Today I checked, so I gotta kick it up a notch this week and get going a little bit quicker. I'm hoping tonight that I can finish chapter 9. I've got one scene left in that, and maybe chapter 10 if I'm feeling daring, because I already wrote half of chapter 10, so we'll see how things go. Okay, someone is saying they're trying to work on their chapter breakdown. That's a good idea for the write-ins. Just kind of take it a little bit easier, and recenter yourself at the beginning of the week. Someone's writing a mystery novel, would like to finish chapter 2. That sounds reasonable. I'm sure you can do that. Love mystery novels. Okay. Right, well, I hope everyone's settled in. I'm going to put on my music in a little bit, and I'm just gonna jump in. I'm unfortunately not feeling terribly well today. Actually quite proud that I came on anyway. And you might think I'm wearing makeup, but really I'm just wearing my lipstick so that it looks like I put some effort into today. Let's see. I'm writing a YA fantasy, hoping to maybe write 1,000 words today. That's good. That's a good goal. You will probably get there if you stick with us. People kind of averaged out at about 1,000 to 2,000. There were some people who wrote more during the writing sprints that we've had so far. So that's a reasonable goal, I would say. I'm hoping to reach chapter 3 today, just starting chapter 2. I want to finish chapter 2 today. Today I'm working on fixing some blank spots in my plot line. I haven't actually started writing, but I'm hoping to be done with the first draft by the end of the year. Someone's writing a fanfic. Someone is hopping around their book and working on different chapters. That sounds vaguely familiar. I've totally been there. What I'm trying to do today is actually bridge those gaps that I've left myself, because I've been jumping a little bit over the past few chapters, so I'm trying to patch those up, and hopefully by the end of today I want to have written 50% of my book, because that will be chapter 10 is the middle, So once I finish chapter 10, I can officially say I've done 50% of the book, probably even more actually, at this point. So, okay. I'm gonna try and finish chapter 4. I just started it. I'm a little sick, but yeah, I've been feeling a little bit under the weather recently, but I think it's just, you know, women's stuff. The lead up to that last week of the cycle, if you know what I mean. I have the core conversations in every chapter done for my first draft now. I'm just trying to do all the other stuff. Also doing chapter roulette to see which chapter I will start. Oh, that sounds fun, actually. And I like the idea that you're writing your conversations first. It's kind of like doing a theater play. I do that sometimes when I struggle with dialogue. One of my characters is dying, and I'm just trying to figure out how to go about this with different points of view and stuff. That sounds like an interesting situation. Good luck figuring that out. I have a hard time jumping. I like writing in chronological order. I'm stuck on chapter 1 of my new 3-part series. First time writing a dystopian novel. Wow. Oh my god. I really want to write a dystopian novel, but I genre jump so much. Like literally my first project that I ever wrote was like an LGBT romance, YA sort of thing, and then the one I'm working on right now is a historical gothic novel with an adult and a child narrator, so it's kind of mixed bag of beans. But I would love to write a dystopian as well, and I know that's like literally I'm gonna have to have like 7 different pen names or no one will want to publish me that way. Is it possible to put the microphone closer to you? It's super quiet compared to... I can put the camera closer to me, but the live stream is actually on my phone. So that is about the only thing I can do about it. Because I do not have like any other good live streaming equipment, so... Okay, I'm gonna try and stop procrastinating because that's literally what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna try and stop procrastinating and I'm gonna get to actually writing something. And I will join you guys back in about 20 to 30 minutes or so. In that time, if you want to ask any questions, and then when I come out of my zone, hopefully, I can chat with you guys a little bit more and answer that. But right, what drink is that? Oh, thank you. You said I'm looking lovely today. I've really put in so little effort, so that means a lot to me. It's a Tango Paradise Punch. I actually ordered apple tango from the grocery store, but this is what they gave me, so that's what I'm rolling with. It's very loud, also. It's very fizzy. All right, okay, I'm gonna head in. I'm gonna do some Spotify, and yeah, I'll meet you guys back here in 20 to 30 minutes. Good luck with all of your projects and everything that you're working on. And we shall reconvene in the same place at the same time in a little bit. Okay. completely forgot what I was going to do for this chapter. I think I messaged my graphic designer. I think I messaged Barry and I told her I know exactly what I want to do for this chapter yesterday, but I completely forgot what that was. Let's see. Um, Okay. I kind of zoned out there. Okay, I see that there's been a lot of talk here. Right, anyway, hi, I'm breaking away. I'm doing a bit of a break just now. I got really into it because I have like really creepy music playing on my headphones. And so that's been kind of helpful in order to made the scene a lot creepier than I was actually originally going to, but yeah, quite happy with that. How are you guys getting on with your writing? How many words are we at right now? I can see that there's people that have been chatting as well. Tell you how much I'm at, or how much I've done in the past half hour. Keep myself accountable. Let's see. Oh, nice. Okay, I've done 521 so far, which is good. I'm just trying to finish this one scene, this last scene of the chapter, and then move on to chapter 10, which I'm so excited about. Yeah, I want to finish this. Do you know, I don't know if I can manage this. I feel like I set too high of an expectation for myself. I was going to try to finish chapter 9 by 7, so in 25 minutes. But now I kind of want to include another character in it and a little bit of conversation, so I don't know whether I'm gonna be able to pull that off. But I will give it my best shot. Can you share your playlist? I love creepy music too. I guess, I mean, it's my project playlist, so not all of it is creepy. But I can maybe, are you in the Discord chat? Because if you're in the Discord chat, then I can just write out the titles of some of the songs. Okay, people say writing 408, 555 for Barry, yay, good going, Barry. 500, 507, 597, 308, 477. Multitasking with a science project and your story outline, Jesus. What kind of songs do you play? Just anything that reminds me of my current project. But it's like a historical gothic horror, so that's why I have a lot of like creepy soundtrack where it's just like the ones that I like the most are like sort of children's lullabies, that sort of thing, but then there's like whispering noises in it as well. So that is super moody, so to speak. Sometimes it freaks me out, I'm not gonna lie. Can you please check my question above about point of views? Yes, I will do that in a second. I meant, is it mainstream music? I mean, I guess some of it. It's really from different sources. But at the moment, as I said, at the moment I'm currently just listening to my playlist for my project that I'm working on right now, and that has like a mix of music. It's got French music, it's got a lot of Taylor Swift, and then it's got like creepy soundtracks and things like that. Okay, Lily, let me look at your question. I'm writing the first draft of a YA novel, one that seems fun but gonna turn slightly dark, and I cannot decide whether I should use. Oh, my music's still going. And I cannot decide whether I should use multiple point of views or third person omni. I like reading the latter more, but somehow it seems easier to write multiple point of views. But I would lose so much information. I don't know how I could decide. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. Omni, or like, what is it, like omniscient? Is that the word for it? Is not 99% of the time it's not done right. So I would be very careful with that one. Because in order to pull off an omniscient narrator, you need to actually have that narrator worked out as a character. Like, that narrator has to have their own voice. That has to be a physical person in your head. They have to have a very specific, unique voice that holds everything together, and you cannot actually give all information. Like, you cannot go into every person's head and give us everyone's thoughts, because that just becomes too jarring and you're just sharing way too much information that we don't necessarily need to know. So an omniscient narrator, they would have to have a very unique voice, and you would have to kind of experiment and find a balance with the distance from the characters, meaning that, you know, you can't share every single thought that every character is having. So you'd have to kind of find a level of distance. You can kind of assume from an omniscient narrators, but you can never say for sure, like, this is what that person thought, this is what this person thought, because 99% of the time that's just going to be way too jarring, unless, you know, you're Jane Austen and you have a really, really good narrative voice. But I would avoid omniscient point of view if you can. I never even really include that in my like any of my theory or anything like that, because it's very like difficult to pull off, I would say. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of that, and I think I would suggest going to multiple point of views, and just doing like a third person instead, because that kind of gives you a good flow with the story, in that you're not jarring your readers and having like a first person for everyone, because then that has to be incredibly well crafted voices. But if you go for third person focalized, so third person close, or however you want to call it, I think that gives you the most kind of wiggle room, because, and the least jarringness in your narrative, because you can switch between scenes and you can switch between chapters depending on who you want to deliver that chapter. That's kind of the one that I'm working with right now, the third focalized, and switching between two narrators. And just as long as you make sure that you indicate when you're switching point of view from one character to another, that you're switching a scene or you're switching a chapter, you should be fine. And don't worry about losing too much information. Most of the time you don't need all of it. Like, you just need some context here and there, but that's why chapter treatments are really good, so you can figure out who is the best person to deliver this specific scene, or to deliver this specific chapter. Would I be missing out on not doing it from another person's perspective or something like that? Wow, I went into a lot of detail there. Mary, Johnny, and Edward, all creepy songs featuring children. Okay, I will have a look at that, actually. Love creepy songs. See, you guys have been chatting a lot. I'm just trying to see whether there's any other questions. Someone has asked me whether I am a pantser or a planner. I think you've asked me anyway. I mean, if it's not obvious from the name of my business and my whole business plan, you know, I'm a planner, 100%. I plot and I plan, and yeah. Usually I don't plan that much when I start, actually. I just do like a quick outline of whatever's gonna happen in my plot. And then I usually break away like about halfway through or a third of the way through the project and do a fresh chapter treatment with every single scene broken down as well. So yes, I'm a planner, if you were wondering. Okay, well, if you don't have any other questions at the moment, then I think I'll just jump straight back in and try and continue on with my little creepy scene. See you guys in a bit. pause for a second. I actually really have to pee. So I will be back. But if you have any questions, drop them in the words are hard. Drop them in the chat and I will respond to them after I have come back. I will be 2 minutes. Otherwise I will burst. Okay. Also, while I'm on my feet, I will get some chocolate. I actually bought like this massive, you know, what is that called? It's like a chocolate tray or something. I don't know. But anyway, I bought it specifically for this writing session and then I forgot about it up until just now. Okay. You guys are talking about the languages that you write in. I wrote 121 words in 25 minutes. The scene that I'm writing is emotionally exhausting. I had to take a break now. I totally relate to that. I struggled with like a really emotional chapter for months. Like months I was just avoiding writing it because it was too much. I think you're talking about writing programs, writing tools, writing whatever. Yeah, I use Google Docs too. I'm not gonna lie. I love like looking at all these different programs for writers, like platforms and that sort of thing. But for some reason, it has to be in Google Docs, otherwise I will just not get inspired to write. Otherwise I just don't feel like I'm writing if I'm not doing it in Google Docs. And it needs to be on the light mode as well. Like I really struggle if it's on the dark mode, then it doesn't feel like I'm writing on paper. I'm very weird on that front for some reason. Oh my god, I literally cannot open this. Do you guys have any snacks that you usually have while you're writing? I guess I don't really. I usually I need to have a fizzy drink when I'm writing something with caffeine because it keeps me more focused. I don't know whether this has caffeine actually. Oh my god, I think it doesn't. I think I have been placeboing myself. Do you like Notion? I like it, but oh my god, I love Notion. I use Notion for everything. I use Notion for my work. I use Notion for my writing. I use Notion for my life. Literally for everything. I absolutely love Notion. I always make mint mojitos. I mean, yeah, that's one way of doing it. Oh, I'm so excited for this. This is like massive. I did not expect it to be this big. That's what she said. How do you open it? Hello. Wow. Okay, and this is the part where I realize I don't even like half of these chocolates. Ugh, raspberries and cream. Come on. Salted caramel. I asked for chocolate, guys. Right, let's see. Let's try, what will I like? Hazelnut swirl. That is something that I will like. I can't see any hazelnut swirls. Oh, there. Okay. That'll keep me going. I always drink tea and eat olive. Like, at the same time? Tea and olives? That sounds... I don't want to judge, but that sounds kind of weird. Does anyone write and add punctuation after a few minutes or write with punctuation? What? You go back and add it? So strange. You guys are some weirdos here tonight. I really want to focus on writing English, but my native language is Norwegian. So sometimes my sentence building is so off I sound half illiterate. I love how you guys are like just roasting yourselves. Yes, I eat it at the same time. It's really strange, but the best. I do love olives, so like I get what you mean. And I also love tea, but I just don't see myself ever drinking tea and eating olives at the same time. Also, the rain has literally just started pouring right in front of my eyes. I'm like shook. It is pissing it down. My goodness. Do you watch Office? An Office reference. Oh, yeah, that's what she said. Yes, I do. I did. Well, I did. I watched it. But I'm also like notoriously bad for saying that's what she said in general, so. I got completely stuck in a family reunion scene. Oh no. I feel like, yeah, emotional scenes like that are quite difficult to write. I would recommend trying to keep it down to as little characters as you possibly can in that moment, and then cut it mid action or something, and just skip to the next thing. Because I feel like sometimes it's like one of these things where you just like really, it's difficult to bring the reader up to speed while keeping it still realistic and engaging, and not going too into emotions and that sort of thing. So sometimes with those kind of scenes, it's actually better to just like right up to a point, and then when you feel like it's getting repetitive, or because it's difficult to keep it realistic while not being repetitive in those really emotional moments, so sometimes it's good to just cut it early. have the same issue sometimes. I'm writing in English, but my native language is Swedish. Yeah, well, I can't really speak anymore, I feel like. I'm actually Croatian. I was born there, but I moved away at 17. And I've been living in Scotland for 8 years, and technically I've been speaking English since I was 5, so it feels like English is my first language, and Croatian my second. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm actually a lot worse at Croatian at this point. I just don't speak it at all. I speak it once a year when I go back and visit my family. Do you have any tips for giving unique voices to different point of views? I feel like that one kind of comes naturally the more you work out the character and what they are and what they want, and what sort of traits and quirks they have. But I feel like that comes with writing. That's what your first draft is for, is to figure out character voices. From my experience anyway, you get a lot better the more you write them. So personally, sometimes like with my 2 characters, I discovered a lot of their quirks about a third of the way in. Or like I'll be writing something and I'll go into some kind of tangent about something through that person's thoughts, and I'll feel like, oh, this is something that they would do more often, and then I'll probably go back and inject it to the other parts. But yeah, it's down to who your character is, and it's down to just kind of like familiarizing yourself with them and the type of things that they would do. Like someone might overthink things, someone might script things and prepare themselves. Like one of my characters is, and that's one of the things that I found out about her, is that she will script out how she wants things to happen, and then they'll go completely the other way, and that'll annoy her. But that's a thing that I can now use for her voice, and it kind of gives me like an idea for the structure also, because if she scripts things out, then she uses the verb tense of would, and I don't know what that's actually officially called, but like this would happen, or like we would do this and then we would do that and then we would blah 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 blah, and then that doesn't happen obviously, but obviously like with those little quirks and traits, you can kind of figure out how to deliver them best. If your character is an overthinker, they might ask a lot of like introspective questions or rhetorical questions, and kind of get to their conclusions that way, and then you might have one that's like, I don't know, over analytical, or one that's like too straight to the point or something like that. But yeah, again, it's down to your character and their personality. So the more of their personality you can show through their voice, the better. Let's see. I'm writing from a child's point of view, and so, oh yeah, I'm right there with you. That is very hard. That is extremely, extremely hard. And it's also very dependent on what age group you're writing, because it gets harder when it's like preteens or something, because that's not like, you can't go babble, but you also can't give them like massive vocabulary and incredible sentence structure. So you kind of have to find an in-between. So I totally get that. I'm writing a 12-year-old right now, which is the worst. I read a tip where you can try prompt of having an interview with your character. Yeah, there's a lot of exercises that you can do that way. Have you read Six of Crows? If you have, did you enjoy it? I have not yet. I do have it, and I do want to read it, but I've started the other one, the one before that, Shadow and Bone, and so I still need to go get through the other two before that, and then I'll read Six of Crows. But I do like Shadow and Bone so far. Do you have any tips for a jealous character that is jealous of the chosen one but has to train them? I don't know. I feel like that's a very specific and subjective question. I would just say be aware of your character's motivations for why they're jealous, and where that comes from. Like, I think once you know that, it becomes a lot easier to write them. Like, why is the chosen one specifically annoying them? What do they have specifically that your jealous character doesn't or didn't? And where does that come from in the jealous character's backstory? I have no experience with romance, and writing these flirty and cute banter scenes is torture for me right now. Oh. Well, you don't have to have experience with romance. Just wing it, make it up. You've seen it on TV enough times. It's a little less fancy in real life, but you're writing books, so it's fine. Character C doesn't like character A because she thinks A has no potential for being the chosen one and thinks she is more qualified. Do you have a tip on how to write a reaction on meeting God? Again, that's very dependent on who your character is. So yeah, I don't know. These tips are, I feel like these questions require a lot more context for me to answer them, and then that's the kind of stuff that I do with my actual paid clients, so that wouldn't really be fair. Let's see here. If you ever get bored of the first trilogy, please know the duology after it is worth it and much better. Yeah, I've heard that. But I think I can get through it. I have like a perfectionist sort of a perfectionist idea when I'm reading, so I need to read them all in order. Otherwise, I will not continue. I will not skip to it. That's for sure. But right, okay. Okay, I think I will go back to we'll have some chocolate first, and then I'll go back to the manuscript. And yeah, try and finish the scene. Hopefully, I think I'm almost at the end. Then I have to start chapter 10, and that's a whole other challenge. Alright, okay, I think I'm gonna come off now and I'm gonna chill. That was quite a lot. Well, it wasn't a lot. I didn't actually write as many words as I did last week, but I finished chapter 9, which is good. I'm quite happy with that and how that turned out, especially because I went into chapter 9 last Friday not knowing anything about it or anything that I wanted to do with it. I think it kind of clicked as I wrote it, which is good. So I'm having a slightly tough time switching to chapter 10 now because it's a completely different mood and a different narrator as well. I think maybe I need a slight break and then get into the headspace for that. Because we will go from creepy and upsetting to a party. So yeah, fun. Let's see if you guys have any last questions, ask them now. I'm gonna just read through what you guys have been saying and see if I can chat to you a little bit more. Someone's asking, do you do script writing? Yeah, I used to. I mean, that's what my degree is in, my bachelor's. So yes, I do script writing. Yeah. That's it. That's the answer. Did you read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes? Hunger Games no. Actually, I haven't read Hunger Games at all either. Only watched it once. I really need to rewatch that at some point. Right, okay. If there's no more questions, or nothing else you guys want to say or chat about, and let me know, how many words did you write today? Was this a successful session for you or not? I would love to know before I go. And I will tell you how many I wrote today. It's not actually as much as I would have liked, but I'm quite happy with the quality of the words, I guess. So, like, it's actually a part that I might not, that I didn't skip parts in, like I didn't leave gaps in it for once. So I'm quite happy with it. Yeah, I ended up with 1,200 words. So that's quite good, and I'm quite happy with it, and now I just need to work on getting that chapter 10 done this week. And put that into my manuscript, because I have half of it done, as I said, but not half of it, maybe like a third of it done. But I really, really want to finish that this week if I can, maybe even before Friday, so that on Friday I can start sprinting with like a completely new chapter. That would be really good. How much time do we still have? Probably like 5 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna go off. You did a degree in film. What made you decide to be an author? Yeah, I did do a degree in film, and honestly, just it's just really difficult to make into film. So that's one of the reasons. And I mean, I really enjoy writing scripts, and I enjoy the challenge that comes with, because you're very limited in what you can do in scripts, and how you can. Scripts are literally all showing and zero telling. So everything that you write in the script has to be really tight, and I really, really enjoyed the challenge of that. But then I think it was during the pandemic that I started writing again, like long form. I did used to originally want to do novels, and then I strayed into film, which was fun, but it's also very stressful, and it's also very teamwork based, which I find teamwork really fun and engaging and stimulating, but it really depends on the people, because it's so difficult to find a good team when you are doing films and stuff. Like, I had I had a pretty decent team when I was doing my undergrad short film, and that was fun. But again, I feel like I've heard so many horror stories about other teams and such, so it's a really difficult industry to break into, and it's really expensive too. So if you have to, you either have to like produce your own short films and kind of gain a name for yourself that way, or you have to apply for screenwriting competitions, and they cost money, like a lot of money, and they're really hard to get through as well. And other than that, it's just connections and stuff. So I started writing long form during the pandemic, and I really enjoyed that. Shockingly, because I hadn't written anything long form in years at that point. I kind of fell out of love with it, but then yeah, during the pandemic, I had so much time, and I thought, why not? Why not give it a go? And then I wrote like 50,000 words in the NaNoWriMo thing that year. And yeah, I think I was like, yeah, no, I really enjoy actually having a little bit more freedom to write, and to be more poetic, because yeah, as I said, in screenplays, you rarely get a chance to be poetic if it isn't through dialogue. And I do want to go back to screenwriting at some point. Like, I would love to work in screenwriting, I'm not gonna lie. But writing in general, I think I don't really mind what kind of format it is. I feel like I can adapt to everything. I write some poems sometimes as well. So yeah, I really do try my hand at everything. And as I said at the beginning of the stream, I really try like every genre. Like, I love I love experimenting with different things and different formats and genres and that sort of thing. And I would love to do like fictional podcasts or audio dramas at some point as well. I think maybe that's something that I want to try next year. Um, I'll think about it, because I've had an idea for a podcast for like a really long time, like a fictional podcast for a really long time, and I really want to give that a go. So we'll see. Thanks for the writing session. I wrote 1,742 words. Really happy with that. That's really good. Nice. 1,378 words. I'm curious if anyone handwrites on paper, iPad, tablet, and then types in the Word document. I've found that physically writing really helps my creativity flow. Yes, actually, I've had clients who've done this, like handwritten stuff, and then just like scan them so that I can read them. But I used to do this on my typewriter. I haven't written on my typewriter in a while, but I do find that helps me like just focus on getting the words down, and not worrying about editing and not worrying about making it perfect. But I feel like because I did that for like a week or two or something quite intensely, it helped me translate that skill onto my Word documents, so on the computer also. So now I'm a lot less likely to go back and revise stuff while I'm actually writing, and it's a lot easier to just kind of keep moving when I get going. So I would recommend that to anyone who hasn't done that. Like, try some kind of method that limits you from going back and from being perfectionist or from overthinking, and do that for a little while, and then go back to your usual method of writing, and you'll probably notice a difference in your focus and everything. Thanks for the writing session. I managed to write 1,683 words, which was more than my goal. Amazing. Congratulations. That's great. Okay, I think we can slowly wrap it up here. I might take a break and then go back and work on my chapter 10, because I would really love to wrap up my first half of the book. It's actually probably going to be more than half in the end, but we'll see how it pans out. That second half of the book, that's going to be a little bit, I don't know, I can't really estimate yet whether it's going to be more fast paced or whether there's going to be more stuff happening. I would assume it's going to be a little bit more fast paced, but we'll see what happens. In any case, hitting that halfway mark this week, which I'm very happy with for the manuscript. We're going to wrap up chapter 10 today or tomorrow, hopefully. And then on Friday, you know what? I actually have some news. On Friday, I will have a puppy. Her name is Lavender, Love for short, and I'm going to get her on Friday morning. So if you're here for the writing sprints on Friday, I might show you my puppy. Yeah, but that's, or you know, you might hear whining noises in the background as we write. But yeah, just a heads up for next time that we meet. I will be having a little puppy. So yeah, that's what my week is all leading up to. I'm very excited for that. But right, okay. Thank you so much for writing with me today. I feel really good after this. I hope you do too. Take it easy, and we'll reconvene on Friday, hopefully. Thank you guys. Bye. Okay.